Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday the 22nd. I hope I got that right. Everybody that's at home, it's Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining me today. How's everybody feeling? I want to see your comments. Please let me know what's happening with you and what you're thinking about what I'm about to start talking about. So I, like so many of you, don't know what to think about the fact that we're going to be opened up beginning on May 1st. A lot of other businesses like nail salons and hair salons are going to be opening up for business. And I'm like a lot of you. I'm like, maybe it's too soon. Should we let other states open up and see how that works for them? It's very nerve-wracking for me as a customer. I can't imagine what it's like for a actual business owner. So everybody today, we have the honor of having Tran. She is a North Side Denver girl, which I love so much. Let me bring her on. Tran is the owner of BASECOAT Nail Salon, everybody. So I got to show her. I'll bring her on really fast. So everybody, please welcome Tran Wills. How are you? Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I gotta tell you, I can't imagine what you're going through as a business owner through this time. Now you own BASECOAT, and you have locations here as well as in California, right?
In California as well. So we have 5 flagships, and what that means is those are ones that I own with my business partner, but we also have another 7 in Nordstrom locations. So yes, even though that's another, different kind of partnership, those are my people, my family, what I mean? So technically we have about, altogether, 80 employees, but 43 families, I call them my family, but that I have this weight on my shoulder to make sure they are safe, just like I would my own family, just like you would your own family. There's just so many things that we take for granted, and now we're just like living this new normal that we're all trying to navigate together. And so far it's been good. I mean, I had a rough couple first weeks, just trying to figure everything out and making sure I'm doing something right. I don't know if I am. No one does, you know what I mean? And we don't know if all these precautions we are taking is going to work. But yeah, so.
It's I will say, as soon as all of this happened, because I'm a customer. Look, I got right. This is all I could do. I haven't seen you in a long time, so use your color. I have to have BASECOAT one time to see you, Tran. So excuse me one moment. You know how it is. Say hi to Tran.
Hi.
Hi.
I can't see anybody.
Okay, did you hit a button? She's having a class. Same time. Sorry, Tran, hang on. Did you hit a button?
No, I hit nothing.
Okay. All right. Can you go and look for video on?
No, I can't see anything.
Okay, go. I'll help you in a minute. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Hablo español, no español today, maybe. Okay, so when all of this first happened, you did something that was, I think, unprecedented. A lot of business owners didn't do it, but you really tell everybody what you did at BASECOAT to try to help the 80 employees that you have.
So I think the first kind of detector of when things were like, okay, it's time to close. We closed obviously before state of Colorado did and California did. We saw a decline every day in our appointments. People were canceling. And that to me, I'm pretty good at following my gut. And I was just like, this doesn't seem right.
Right.
So as soon as we started seeing it was like 3 phone calls a day of cancellation, and 3 an hour, and then became 10 an hour. And I was just like, yeah, this isn't good. This isn't, people are scared. Obviously, being a nail salon owner and being in the industry, it's high touch. There is no social distancing. That's right. You're literally a foot away from someone's face. You're in their bubble. They're in your bubble. And it was just too high of a risk. So in the moment we decided we were going to close, we decided probably the Friday before the state decided to. And then as soon as we figured that out, I knew we couldn't lay off our client or our employees. I'm sorry. So what we did was obviously pushed online sales, getting gift certificates, anything we can to pay our staff during the closure, because we knew that was something. That was just something, an ethos of BASECOAT we've had for so long, to make sure we're giving our employees fair wages and all these things that that a lot of nail salons can't do, or and luckily enough, not all nail salons have the, I guess, backup of having online sales. Not everyone has products like us, and that was always part of my business plan, and that has helped tremendously. So 100% of all of our sales right now, for a product, go to our employees.
Pretty awesome.
And we are still paying our employees right now, even though it's at reduced hours. At the end of the day, I wanted to make sure, Sarah and I, that they had food on their table. That was, obviously they can file for an appointment, but however, with how many people are applying for unemployment right now, I don't know when they're going to get that money. So at least for our staff, we know that they're going to be okay. They're going to have the food, and their bills and their phone bills paid, and still be able to survive during waiting for unemployment and their stimulus checks and all these things that we're depending on the government for, which, as you know, it's slowly happening. We know it's happening, but we don't know when it's going to happen. I know I have staff that haven't gotten their checks from their stimulus checks. They haven't got unemployment, even though they applied as soon as we told them, what I mean? So that's been a little worrisome, but they are getting something. Like this Friday is payday. They're getting paid something, you know what I mean? So that's why
no, I just can't say enough. You've been incredible. And you know what though? This has been a test to me about businesses and the model that they build their business under, because to me, who you are and what you stand for has always been about treating yourself, making sure that people are taken care of, doing what's fair. And you put that business model into your business at BASECOAT. Right. So I mean, there's everybody can find you online and stuff, because I want everybody to support you. And I think one of the reasons why you're so cool about that, Tran, is because of where you grew up, you and your husband. You guys are Northside Denver kids. Like, you guys went to Skyview. Everybody out there listening right now, went to Skyview. And
but my husband and I, and we're both small business owners, and that also too is scary, for having a very unstable income now with this happening. So we are navigating it, and he also has kept all his employees on.
Wow.
So
it can be done.
It can be done, but I know, and I don't want, it to be like this unrealistic thing, because not everyone can. I know not every nail salon, the smaller mom and pop shops, like that's their one salon and that's their life, and they don't have products to sell. They don't even take credit card payments and all these things that I think about. Like, my mom still works at a salon that is that way. You know what I mean? So I know I'm very privileged in that area of the beauty industry, because there's people who just love doing nails and being with people, but they don't have all this other things that I am have accessible to me.
No, you're pretty awesome, and BASECOAT's pretty awesome, everybody. It's the only non-toxic nail salon out there. That's why Nordstrom picked them up, because of how awesome your products are. But here's what I really want to get into with you, and I really want everybody listening right now to know what's happening in the service industry right now. Because when Polis came out and said, you know what, May 1st, we can start opening the hair salons, the nail salons, it was one thing to hear that as just somebody going, yay, my roots are showing. I haven't had a pedicure in 4 weeks. Like, there's that. But then there's the other side of, you as a business owner, do I really want to do that? How am I going to keep people safe? How do I keep my employees safe? How do I keep the customers safe? You have a whole new world that you're going through. And I feel like there's peer pressure happening behind the scenes among the salons. Do you feel that?
I mean, I do. I'm sure I get criticized from the things I post about, like, I'm not opening. I mean, in my gut, I believe there will be a second wave, and we're seeing that already, right? We're seeing that it's going to happen, and putting people at risk right now. I think the community at large, it's a hard one because I get it. A lot of my friends have like their independent hair salon, a chair, and they don't get to have unemployment and health, benefits and all these things. Right. They have to make money.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't have the answer to that. I wish I did. I know for me as a business owner and a mother and, and again, just thinking it as a whole, I'm willing to, it's financially, I am making $0. You know what I mean? Like I am not making the money we were when we were open. We need butts in our chairs to make money. That's right. And it's hard for me to say like, oh, you shouldn't open, it's going to get worse, but then I don't know what their life is like at home. I don't know where they are financially and how many kids they have, or, all these things that just, it's a hard one. It's not fair. That's all I know. It's not fair for me to say, you guys should be closing, because I'm not going to. I'm never going to say like that. Everyone has to do what they think is best for them and their family and their situation. Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of people struggling with that, just as I have. Like when Polis came out, I was actually shocked. I thought that he was going to extend it, to be honest with you. Because California, I'm kind of following the lead because we have the California locations, or we can't open there until the 15th. So regardless, we were going to wait till the 15th anyway. And I thought, oh, Colorado might follow along. I feel like Polis has been so good at, doing that. But I feel like he was also peer pressured. You know what I mean? Just like I think, and I now feel like all these salons and owners and I don't understand why the personal services before the restaurants. I feel like social distancing can happen with restaurants first before personal service. So that was another thing I was just kind of mind boggled about. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. There is no social distancing in a personal service, whether it's a tattoo, dentist, any of those things outside of the business or the beauty industry. Right. So I don't.
I mean, when you think about
we measured it. It's funny, when we closed, we took a tape measure, and I was like, we're literally less than a foot apart from each other, like face to face during a manicure. Then at a hair salon, you got the blow dryer going and all these things. Like, I don't think people are thinking about the actual act of it.
I didn't even think about that. That's the blow dryer blowing if somebody had the virus, they're now blowing it across the salon.
And it is now in the air.
Yeah.
So I literally stayed at night every night, like just thinking of every freaking scenario of like everything. I mean, just every detail. Like I thought about the nails, and I think I've got that down in a good plan. But hair salons, I worry about, barbers and all that. Like there is a lot more happening too with that. Just like hands and feet, and us, it's scary because we're touching hands, and that's where the germs are living right now, and feet. And we just learned about COVID toes, that their early signs of coronavirus happens on the feet, I guess. I don't know. Like, we don't know anything about this virus. We know nothing about this virus.
You're absolutely right. And now we're trying to open. I'm one of the people, I'm like you. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have some money in the bank, but it's not going to last me past a couple of months. Like, that's crazy. So I can never, you and I both come from places that never had money in the bank. So we understand what the struggle is, and I'm not about to tell somebody that they can't open to make their money. And I do worry though about the safety, because I mean, what is it going to be? Am I getting a manicure through plexiglass? Will the person be in a big T-Rex costume here? Like
one of my employees was like, "Could we wear hazmat suits?" And I was like, "That's not a bad idea." So, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. and part of your salon though is the comfort and the beauty of relaxing. I mean, you have such a zen atmosphere when you go into BASECOAT, and I might freak out if somebody's in a hazmat suit.
Yeah. I think if and that's the thing that I worry about, because, in hair and nail salons, people do take shortcuts with cleaning and disinfection and sanitation. this is not the time to do that, right? And I hope people kind of open their eyes like, okay, I need to take the extra steps now for between each client. Like, for example, today we had a team meeting. Like, we've been having these team meetings and these online, as I'm paying employees, we're still learning along the way and doing trainings. And today we discussed, in between clients right now, originally at BASECOAT, we have 10 minutes to clean, which is more than some salons think we're nuts. Some people don't have even a minute. They go back to back to back. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
So we have 10 minutes because that's how long it takes a bowl, like a disinfection to work while it sits. We just moved it to 20 minutes.
Wow.
So that we can take our time making sure, like, if you sat down, that chair is getting Lysoled, everything is getting barbicide, all the tools are properly being sanitized as long as it needs to. We're also doing a 1 in, 1 out rule, so that the salon is never going to be crowded. As soon as you're done with your service, you need to leave. There's no sitting and waiting for your nails to dry or sit on your cell phone. You're done and out. I mean, we're putting some extreme measures at BASECOAT. I'm actually excited to, once we get it together, share that with other beauty industry. I feel like this knowledge that I and my team have put together should be shared.
Yeah.
Because if we all do it together and all are on the same page, like we can help obviously flatten this curve, and we can actually resume to a normal life eventually, right?
All right.
But we have some people that don't believe this is a thing and don't think they need to take these, that's what's going to hold us back. And that's what I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about us reopening, and then the stay at home, shelter at home is longer. You know what I mean? That's what I worry about. Instead of, if everyone just stays home right now for a solid 2 months, let this run its course. Let us see what happens with the virus, with the hospitals, with then we should make a decision. You know what I mean? But it's been a month, and we were at 449 people who have died so far in Colorado, to 486 people within the last 48 hours.
Yeah, that's way too many.
And it's not stopping, and it's just nerve-wracking, and we have to figure out. I don't know why Polis decided for Colorado. I wish it was extended, to be honest with you, but I understand people are pressured to, because the economy and people need to work and all these things, but we also don't have a plan right now. No one's given us a plan, so I took it upon myself as a business to be like, well, I guess we got to figure it out on our own.
And that's just sad. It's kind of that you have to create the plan, but then again, this has never been done before, so there was like no plan to follow. But I know that you are really good at what you do. Like I said, there's a reason why BASECOAT is as amazing as they are, because you guys really think things through. You get all the research when you do your rollouts of even a rollout on one of your products. Like you are just amazing. Yeah. So I'm sure that once you get it together, come back on here and we'll let people know what your plan is, because I know you're going to have the best interest of the client and your employee at heart. And that's what I love about you. Yeah. There's some people that wanted to say hi really fast. Ashley said, yeah, she's scared to go back to lashing. Imagine that. You're talking about a foot away from each other in a manicure. Lashing, you're right up on somebody.
I mean, honestly, taking the precautions. So here's one thing we are obviously going to do, and it's pretty extreme. We are obviously, all our nail techs are going to wear gloves and masks all day long, and front desk staff. But before you even let a client enter your workspace, your room, or whatever, or your business, we're putting signs out front of the door saying, stop. If you're not wearing a mask, please do not enter our salon. And I think for you, Ashley, I mean, making sure your client has a mask on, have them go wash their hands before they even get into your room, and then hand them some sanitizer. So those are the extra precautions we're taking. It's pretty crazy. And that's why the 20 minutes in between clients is going to be not only cleaning, but what we're doing with the clients on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's like cleaning the salon, and then at the same time preparing our clients like I would at a hospital. You know what I mean? We're kind of going that route.
It's kind of crazy.
Like an emergency.
Today, it's one of these, I don't know where you've been. Like, I don't know.
Yep.
You better wash up. I don't know where you've been. Are you going to think about doing checks?
I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Have you thought about maybe doing temperature checks as well on people? I mean,
we are. We ordered infrared. So not only clients, but our employees before they start their shift every day, they are going to take their temperature.
Wow. Okay.
Because, yes.
Catherine, she's in cosmetology school in Denver, doesn't think they should be going back either. And she's like so many people. She lives with somebody that's compromised, that you shouldn't be taking the risk of carrying it back home. That was the whole purpose of the stay at home.
Yeah. I don't no. Personal services should have been the very last thing to open. We should have started with restaurants slowly, started with retail, because those are things that we could make safe. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many ways that, like the grocery stores are letting only so many people inside a store, right? Yep. And you that the same thing. You can limit your capacity in a restaurant now, and people can sit at every 2 dining tables or whatever.
Yes.
But a salon, if you're at a salon where it's busy, like, I don't know. And I think for you, Catherine, like, obviously if you have to go to school, so we have kind of a protocol for our employees,
right,
to bring extra clean clothes, so they can change before they enter the house, take off their shoes outside of the house and let them sit overnight, or you can disinfect them, like, because I've heard, and again, we don't know anything about this virus,
right? So
this is all hearsay, but it's been found on the bottom of shoes. So disinfecting them or leaving them outside for 8 hours so that, the virus can do what it, go away.
Right.
And then showering right away.
Mm-hmm. I do that.
Pretty much like a nurse or a doctor would. I think everyone who is the personal service or runs should be following those same protocols as a nurse or a doctor would. So
I agree. I go to the radio station every morning, and when I get home, like, the girls, I mean, they're 6 and 4. Who doesn't want to hug them when you see them? But they know that they have to stay back until I can get in. I Lysol down first. I Lysol the down, and then I completely shower and wash everything. My skin is dying.
Yes.
But
you're right.
You've been pretty awesome at keeping me moisturized.
Oh, but I think for you, Catherine, if you have to go to school or work and obviously financial reasons, please, I think you just taking care of, your mom that way. You can obviously make sure, the rooms that you guys are in are, pretty separate for a while, but that's a hard one because I think a lot of people live in homes with people who are immunocompromised, some are essential workers and some are not. It's so tricky. I don't know.
So tricky. Like, Tanisha, she threw a wrench in it. She said she never even had temperature when she was sick. So it's like you said, nobody knows anything about this virus. We have to reopen everything for it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know anything, and yet we're reopening in a month. And I think giving 2 months of seeing where it's at, see what it's doing. I mean, again, like I said, we learned about COVID toes. Like, that's the first early sign that you have it.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's mostly in children and young people.
Yes, it's wild. So everyone, this is Tran Wills. She owns BASECOAT. There are 12 locations. She's got some in California, Nordstrom. You can find her at BASECOATNailSalon.com. Like you said, like you heard her say, she's selling her products, and 100% of this is going to pay her employees to keep them going. Tran, when you get that plan all planned out, I want to come back on and share it with more people. And then, so you're going to be like the rest of us next week, just kind of like keeping our fingers crossed, keeping an eye on what salons open, how they're doing.
See what happens. And I hope I'm wrong. I think that would be the best thing if I was wrong. Maybe I'm too crazy and being over dramatic. And I hope that is. I hope that's the worst thing that could happen is I'm wrong and that there is no second wave. And I think that everyone would be happy if they were all wrong.
I agree. And
I'd rather us be wrong versus people dying. So like, I'm okay with that. I'll be the first to be like, I was wrong. I messed up. It's okay. But you know what? It is what it is. But I just really think if we waited even 2 more weeks, But you know,
But you're giving it till May 15th when California opens, or you're going to go until the end of the month? Have you decided?
well, we plan on opening on May 16th, just because again we want to get this plan as foolproof as possible.
Yeah.
And send to our employee, or not only our employees, we'll do a full training a week before we open of how we want things to be cleaned and the extra measures we're taking, but also to our clients too, to know that when they come in, they're going to be the safest ever than before.
Yep.
And the new protocols for them as well. So we just want to make sure the communication is appropriate and they get everything they need, because I don't want anyone to worry about coming to our salon, and our employees too. We don't want anyone coming to work that feel uncomfortable as well. So there's just, again, a lot of factors as a small business owner right now.
No, that's why. And here's the thing is, and I'll be honest, I asked a few hair salons, people that I know, and I was like, you want to come on, let's talk about what your rollout plan is, what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it was very traumatic. 2 of the 3 that I asked, both people said, you know what, at this moment, I'm still having emotional issues with this, because the one is torn because they know that their stylists want to make the money in the chairs, like you said.
Right. Right.
On the other side, they don't want to be liable for someone getting sick. So So that's why I'm like, I give you so much props, Tran, because you were like, no, I believe in this enough. I want everybody to know that we're going to do our best to keep people safe. We're not going to open until May 16th. So thank you for being so honest and forthright and being a leader in, people, because I think a lot of people are shocked that there are salons that are saying, no, I'm not going to open. Killer Mike down in Atlanta, he could be making a lot of money at his barbershops. And even he was like,
right,
thank you, Governor of Georgia, but no, thank you. I'm not opening up my barbershops.
And all our businesses are in Denver right now, so the mayor might have some different rollout plan. Mm-hmm. But, with the government saying like, hey, let's open now, I think it's just, I hate to say, but it is kind of like almost irresponsible, just because there was no plan that followed it. It's one thing to say, I know he had some steps, but like people like us that own these nail salons, we need more guidance. I am happy to have anyone tell me what else I need to do. But right now, me and my team are figuring it out on our own. And that's the problem. That's the scary part. Because it's like, we can do all these extra steps and I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to keep my employees and our guests safe. Yes. I don't.
And the fact that you're honest about that makes me love you even more. You have like Brenda here who's saying so many businesses can't survive if they remain closed. What if they're given the choice? They're being given the choice. Yes, they are, Brenda. If a business owner, their family is immunocompromised, by all means, don't open. So she's kind of with us, and we understand that. We don't want anybody to small business owners have worked so hard. When I know your life story, Tran, and I'm just flabbergasted at how much the sacrifice you and your husband have made for both of your businesses. You still have amazing kids. So I know the sacrifice you were making at home was just as hard. And, nobody is saying that one decision is right over the other. We're just hoping everybody's safe.
And small businesses we're too small to fail. Like, I feel like I said, everyone the small business owners are the fabric of our society, of our communities, and they are what makes our country run. And, for us to kind of plead and beg for the government to help us right now is pretty frustrating, and I know eventually it will come, but sometimes I feel like it might be too late, and I see businesses closing for good that I've seen, like the market on Larimer, like things like that. Like those are things I'm just like, holy crap, this is like really happening now.
Yes, we're getting into a month now of bills not being paid, money coming through that was hoping that it could come through. I totally agree. Everybody, I put BaseCoatNailSalon.com. That's the website. Please go and purchase some of their awesome plant-based beauty products is what BaseCoat is all about. They're non-toxic nail salon. I'm serious. This stuff is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. This obviously is from when I saw her at Christmas, but I was the only one I had left. So I was like, I'm painting it. I can't show up to see Tran without my
I'll send you the new colors. I'll have to see our new spring colors.
Do. Is there my pink coat? Is there? Amber says, much props to you. Bravo for trying so hard, Tran, for real. And I agree. Tanisha purchasing something now. Thank you guys. And Tran, thank you. Thanks for coming on. I know you are so busy right now, and the stress must be keeping you up at night trying to make sure that 80 employees are going to be safe. So you're doing your part, and I just love you. Props. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
But you know what? I'm telling you
And
what.
the next time I'll have the plan all together that I do want to share. I feel like sharing any knowledge anyone has to help each other is the only way we're going to get through this.
I agree. And one more time, girls. Tran is a Skyview girl. Skyview High School. What? I love you. I love you. Okay, so Mary says, hang in there. Thank you. I Mary, you hang in there and take care.
Mary.
Okay. Bye. I love you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
So everybody, that's what I'm talking about. You don't understand if you're not in the service industry what's been happening behind the scenes. You have all of these business owners who Polis is saying yes, open. Georgia, they're saying yes, open. But you have the business owners saying, I don't think I want to open. How do we go from stay inside to everything's open without a plan of how we're going to survive once everything's open? So I just wanted you guys to know what's kind of happening behind the scenes of the service industry. It's not just about we're open. It's about how do I keep people safe, because then it could become liability issues. Like I went to this store and caught the coronavirus and it killed my grandma. Do I sue the store because they didn't have the right safety precautions? What kind of liabilities are out there? Is that it's a whole new world that we're about to go into, everybody. So we just need to have a little bit of understanding. Don't be too quick. Don't be too quick for it to come back. I just want everybody to know, be safe. Let's keep listening to everybody. Be smart about it. I'm not going to knock somebody's hustle for trying to pay their bills ever. So I love you guys. Please comment more. Let me know your thoughts. And I promise you I'm going to get a couple of hair salons on so we can hear what their rollout plan is as well, okay? Thank you for supporting Tran. BASECOAT Nail Salon is where you can go. And I'm telling you, I'm craving a pedicure myself. I'm craving a nice manicure, but I want it to be safe. I want us to be safe. All right. I love you guys. Get back to your day. Have a good one. Thank you as always for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. Jolene, Skyview alum. What? You know, I'm a Horizon girl. You know Horizon. My sister's a Thornton High girl. My husband is a Skyview boy. So funny. Such a small world. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Mwah. Bye.